Well, last time we saw each other was May of last year, and I can't help but wonder, have you been on the road ever since then?
No, I haven't. I've been back in Auckland, in New Zealand. I've done a few shows, but really a lot of the touring was prior to that, because America was the last place to get the album.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd already toured Europe and Australia, New Zealand, and England the preceding year.
Wow.
Came here and did that promo trip earlier last year, and then been waiting to come back really and do this proper tour.
And the Imaginary Kingdom reviews have been nothing but glowing. You have to just, do you have them framed them up on the wall at home, I'd have to imagine?
I actually don't read them, but I hear about them. But I stopped reading reviews about 12 years ago. I just thought, good or bad, I'm going to see what it's like to not actually pay any attention to that. But of course you hear if they're good. You usually don't hear if they're bad.
But there must be
nice
some way
yeah.
in which just kind of giving that up and letting go the whole
Yeah.
aspect of the marketing
Yeah.
allows you to be more creative in a way with your songwriting?
It really worked for me. My songs have been flowing well in the last decade, and I'm not saying it's just because of that, but I think it was part of that. It was an attitude shift of, like not paying attention to that and just turning my back on that almost, and just, and plus it's coincided with having kids and having a family for the first time, and so there's a lot of reason to turn my back. And
Sure.
So yeah, it's been good, and the songs have flowed, and I'm actually making a new album in April, which I've already written. So yeah, it just seems to be working well at the moment.
Can't help but wonder when you found time to write new music.
Well, the thing is, when you have kids, and that any time you get is really precious, so I get more done. It's kind of the paradox of parenthood, because in the old days I could do anything, anytime. I never used to get anything done. Wandering around the world, being all existential.
You're at an interesting point, it seems to me, too, in that you are sampling from all the different phases of your career. Are you still on a Split Ends tour of some sort? You have another one coming up?
Yeah, we did Australia last year, and it was really a lot of fun. It was great, and we were getting sort of older and younger fans, the whole spread, and it was great. So we knew we were going to do New Zealand sometime, and we're going to do it in March. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
This album is it's kind of an homage to the place that you live and the magic of being able to live in a country that's so just magnificent. When you're on tour, is there just a deep longing for that landscape and the people, and because it truly is one of the most extraordinary places on earth?
Well, yeah, we're very fortunate in New Zealand. There's beautiful places everywhere, but I guess in New Zealand there's a concentration of that in a very small place. So you can, if you want to go to a beach where there's golden sand and waves and whatever, you can. If you want to go to the mountains where there's snow and there's rivers, lakes, whatever. So it's all there, and people use it and go into it and out amongst it, and it's part of who I am. I grew up in a very small town, and that's even if I'm away from home. I've lived most of my life very urban. I've lived in cities, and but you carry that landscape and that light and that water with you, and it's useful as a kind of a touchstone almost.
I remember reading once somebody said that they'd given you this nugget of something write about the light or do something about the light, and it wasn't until several albums later that it finally came to you, like, yes, this is a huge theme for me, and you ended up finally writing the song you were supposed to write about it.
Yeah, that happens quite a bit actually, but yeah, it was a woman about 15 years ago, and she said, write a song about light. And I wrote it down, a few notes and a few quick ideas, but then the song Winter Light came along 15 years later, and because actually a photographer, another woman, had said to me how beautiful she thought the winter light was, and that was only winter light. Boom,
Wow.
It happens, but yeah.
Do you think it's because you have to get to a certain maturity and a certain ease with your own creativity to let all the ideas gel? Do you think that's how it works?
Yeah, I don't quite know how it works, but I know with lyrics it sometimes takes that, but there's always music. Like I've got music like that song Unsinkable, the music's about 20 years old. And finally the lyrics came along that worked with it, thanks to my little boy Harper. So the music's there, and then it's just like words. Really finding the words and the themes takes time and takes a bit of living.
You should tell the story, because people won't have heard the other interview that we did with you talking about Harper's influence on that beautiful song. Yeah,
he fell in love with the whole story of the Titanic, and kind of brought it alive for me again. And then he just said one day to me, Dad, I wish we could all go down together. Yeah. So, one of those moments, you know.
You know, you've had so many successes in your career, but I want to spin it around and see if you could answer this one. Is there anything in your career that, oh, by the way, for those of you looking at YouTube, he doesn't have a drinking problem. That's actually water.
How
It's
they
really
do water.
sexy water.
He's not working on a fifth there.
We're not promoting it though, right?
Yeah, interviews with Dave and Sheila actually don't drive people to drink. But I wonder.
Pulls it from his flask
I
pocket.
know. Well, I'm going to need a bolt to answer this one. So many successes. Is there anything you can think of in your career that you regret or wish had gone down differently? Hairdos and split ends, perhaps?
Great hair, by the
No,
way.
I like all that. I dig all that. Because that was all, you know, the whole look of that was part of the, it sort of came from the music. It was pretty organic in a way.
Yeah.
We didn't sit down and go, okay guys, we need an image. It just sort of grew up somehow. No, there's nothing I regret because it all gets you where you are now. So we made plenty of mistakes. Split ends, we're always stumbling along. We never made a clever move ever. And but now I look back on it and realize that the fans that connected with Split Ends, that they're still really passionate about it because of that. It's almost like because there was a narrative, you know, there was a struggle, and there was sort of all these crazy things happened to the band that I think that makes people more connected to the story.
Did you find at that point in Split Ends, since we're on the topic, the one day you decided to have the wild hairdo and you got the feedback, hey, they kind of dig the hair and the weird clothes, did you feel kind of boxed in, like, well, no, I have to do the hair and the clothes?
No, we didn't. I mean, we were always just like pleased ourselves, and that's why everything took a long time. You know, like I say, we didn't do anything smart or whatever. So, whatever we felt like doing, we did, and it just took what came from
Who
that.
had higher hair, you or the guy from Flock of Seagulls?
Yeah.
He had better hair.
Ours was way better.
Argument
Way
over.
better.
So hey, so are you happy with EMI? Do you feel like that's a good place
Now?
to land? Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to be with, I guess you'd call it a major. It's Manhattan through EMI, so I'm back with that kind of corporation, and
You know what I find fascinating? I think your music has never sounded so independent, and here you are with a
Well,
major label.
it's-
It's bizarre.
It is bizarre. It's bizarre to me at this age and this time in my life to be reconnected, after many years adrift. But all those years I was a bit more independent from all that. I actually learned a lot, and as I say, I got the mojo going, got the songs flowing better, and so it's time to come back and reconnect maybe. But then again, it's only one album deal, so probably next time I'll be just available purely on the net or something. Who knows?
Well, we hope that you'll make it back to Portland every time you can.
I'd love to. I really
Yeah.
would. It's very much a stronghold. Yeah, it's a good place, good music town.
Thanks.
Great to see you, Tim.
Thanks.
Hmm.